Hello, everyone. I am Magdala Ramirez. I'm very happy to be with you today. Today, we really want to talk about your body of light. As you know, you do have a body of light, and it is so beautiful. And I really want you to comprehend how to use your body of light and how does it works for you. What is it? Well, there has been this message, and it looks like this message has been everywhere in the world. I have seen how many elders from different parts of the world are receiving the same message about how to use the light codes that they are happening, and the light codes is being directed to your light body and how to be able to understand yourself as that beautiful body of light. I want you to think about how you identify with your physical body. And it starts at very early age. And you have a name and you have all these things that relates with your physical body. And you begin to think that there is nothing more than just that. And that is not true. Because there is a big, beautiful world inside of you that you are so absolutely free and much more than your physical body. There has been all these judgments too about your physical body, and you judge it constantly. Like, what is it, and how the system tells you this or that. Oh my gosh, it's so completely overwhelming when you think about that. But that has never been true. Your true body is a body of light. So, how do we begin to even change your identity of a physical body and really move your consciousness into your light body? Where is it? Here is the thing. There is a big world of separation that you thought that that was the only world. And that has to do with the consciousness of your physical body. You thought that that was it. That's what they told you that they're supposed to be. But it is never true. Working with the shadow, it has never been an issue in our ways. People can come out with things and situations that has with another person, and we put it in the table and see how the message of one is the message of the many. Yet there is so much more that you need to comprehend about that shadow parts of you. There are thoughts that are linked with different memories, traumas, experiences that it make you think that you're not good enough, that it make you think that that's who you are and you're not your experiences. You are absolutely not your experiences. What you are is very much what you learn from it, because that points out into that light body that you can use. You change the perception of one event in your life and recognize what you learn from it, and immediately takes you into a higher state of consciousness. Immediately, you bring your power back. And when you bring that power back, one by one shadow, and then another shadow, and then another shadow, another thought that it was there, a wrong belief that it was still operating as true when you know that it is not true, emotions that you constantly feel, emotions that drags you down, that's what I mean, that it constantly put you into certain time spaces. Sometimes even people at the same hour think and feel the same thing over and over and over again because something happened in that landmark, in that time space, at that hour of the day. And you begin to recognize that are patterns of shadow. And those patterns of shadow, at the moment that you hold on into that light and observe it without judgment, immediately they begin to clear up. You can bring that light of yours in every cell of your physical body. You know that every cell of your physical body has this beautiful aura. And when you bring that attention to it, you can heal your physical body at any time. You can see how your physical body has memories too, just like the trees and the plants. They also have memories about it. And how to change that memory is how to change that perception of reality, what you learn from it. You live in a world where everything is about victims and predators. So you're a victim every time that you create a justification for something. When you're a victim, immediately you're giving your power away. When you recognize what I learned from it, what is my participation, why I keep on pushing the same button and repeating the same story over and over and over again, because it's a lesson that is not being learned. So you repeat it constantly in a world, in a realm where it's going to be repeated everything that you didn't learn. Once you change the perception and turn around and use that light body to say, okay, what do I learn from this? Without creating a victim in you or a predator. That too, because victims turn into predators, predators comes into victims, and is the story of never end. Actually, it's very boring if you see this. But understanding the codes that it is happening right now, everywhere in the world, those light codes, it is going directly to your light body. When you move your identification and put it on, that beautiful garment of light that you have, and from there, look at you. Look at those little versions of yourself that need some help. Those parts of you that feel so stubborn. A set mind that constantly are telling you, this is who you are. This is what it is there. And instead of moving that perception of reality, it just keep on bouncing back into one to another. The belief system, it has been so deeply imposed in the people. A belief system that it needs to be questioned. And we have been talking about this in many other talks in this radio. I want you to observe it. Why people can be so stubborn, believing in something that it is not even true. And when you bring that light body, you're presenting a truth. There is no judgment. It is you the one who judge yourself. It is you the one who wants to punish you for something. Nobody is punishing you. Nobody is really there checking all these things that you think that there is happening. It is only you. And through that light body, you're able to bring that light that you are in every guilt and shame and situations in your life. And how do you deal with it? You need to remember that pain and suffering, it is just unresolved business. And at the moment that you bring that power back into you, you're able to do something. I mean, I meet so many people in the world, and I have never met somebody that doesn't have any traumas. How do you deal with the traumas? The system says you're going to be dealing the rest of your life. I don't think so. I think you do need to recognize what happened, and you do need to bring your power back. You do need to bring yourself back and be able to heal. The story is going to be there, and it's good because it's not about forgiving. It's not about forgetting, but it is about seeing it from the next step of the evolution. What it is doing, these codes of life, is preparing human being for the next evolution. One of the things that they told us in Vision Quest was about this beautiful vibration that it is taking place. And that has to do with the light codes. It is something that you are hearing constantly. And for some people, it's driving you crazy about it, because they're popping up all these memories and all these shadowy places. Yet, with your light code ignited, you are able to bring that light in those places within yourself. So you're doing this with your emotions. You're doing this with every thought until your mind are able to change the story, until your mind is being trained to accept that enlightenment that it is coming from within. You must remember that it is the woman aspect, the one who enlightens. And it is always that balance about this. And I need to talk about this. God is not male or female. Yet you have the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect. Everything has been about that patriarchal system and got very distorted because that is not even the father. But all this beautiful voice inside of you, it is coming from the feminine aspect of God. Then you have the woman aspect and the man aspect. You see, the divine feminine is always holding hands with the divine masculine. You're both happening at the same time. Means in your inside and your outside are very much in perfect sync. So who is that son of God? Is the one that it is able to stand up in your truth. Who is that daughter of God? The one who's able to enlighten and understand herself as love and understand herself as life. You don't have only a little life that you need to live in this time. You are life. You have always been alive. You're coming from a place. You're coming from a realm. And coming, I'm really putting this in quotes because it's really not coming. But that's another story. What is it that woman aspect, the feminine aspect, the daughter, it is able to enlighten your mind, that male side of yours. And instead of working that mind against you, those places in you that make sabotage to yourself, that follow what it is customary, those situations that constantly are pushing you down, instead of realizing it, what is it that I can do different? What is it when I am able to understand that all my relations are inside of me? And you're going to see whatever you want to see, but not understanding the shadowy parts is always going to be limitations for you. So, you have your senses. And you have much more senses than you even think. Yet those senses has been completely hijacked by the system. They tell you what to see, what not to see, what to hear, what not to hear. They tell you how to feel and how to relate with your emotions or not. Or they give you a pill. You know how that the system works about it. So your senses has been very much sending this information to your mind, and you keep on perpetuating the same network constantly because of it. Once you begin to remove the shadowy places, it is absolutely natural that you're going up because your senses are giving you a very different information that you used to do. And that is how you enlighten your mind. That is how you're able to understand your mind. You see, the mind wants to be understood. The heart wants to be loved. Loving the understanding and understanding love, it is imperative at this time. So how do you use the codes of light that it is happening right now? The only one that can use those codes, it is your light body that you are. That beautiful being that you are. That it is far beyond your physical part of it. That it is far beyond of what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is so limited by your senses. When you move that shadowy part, you're going to uncover this beautiful being that you are. I want you to check our website, magdalas.com. That is MAGDALAS.com. We have books. We have a school online where we make this powerful spiritual work, where there is so much to learn about yourself. That is the greatest adventure. That's why you're here. You're learning about yourself in this beautiful realm of love. Weaving and understanding this, can you observe love until you become completely love? And the part in the middle, it is removing that shadowy places. You're not a beggar of love. You have never been that. It was the shadowy parts that it was installed in you. And it is the time for you to check out. Okay, so we have so much ceremonies going on and things that you need in this time and space for yourself. We have messages from the Great Mother. We have books. Messages from the Great Mother is in your phone. It doesn't matter what kind of a phone. So check on those because the Mother wants you to know that she's walking with you. We have so many messages that happen during Vision Quest, and the only way of sharing what happened is just a little drop at a time. Well, thank you for your work. I am you. I am Magdala. Tlatzocomate, Tlatzocomate, Tlatzocomate.